What is up, people? Welcome to another fresh take. T, how you doing, man?
Hey there, folks. What's up?
All right, now, when we did our Stranger Things review, we said we are going to be taking a look at Thor, and guess what tonight is? Thor. So, Ragnarok. Of course, this is going to be spoiler filled. I've given you 2 weeks. You have no excuse, none.
That's
And
right.
most of y'all probably have watched this movie because it's been made like 650 million worldwide. So, I, the hell with spoilers and all that. We telling everything.
We're
That
doing
being said,
it. You've been warned.
you've been warned. Yeah, I do. After Thor: Dark World, and they realized that this Shakespearean crap just ain't working no more.
Mhm.
I'm glad they went comedy. I am so glad that they decided to go the comedy route with it. It look, I know one of the big criticisms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that they're too jokey. This film needed it.
Yeah,
It just needed it. I mean, Guardians of the
especially
Galaxy
after
is a
the last
comedy.
one.
Ant-Man's a comedy. This one needed to be a comedy.
Especially after the Dark World, or what was it called?
Yeah,
Thor:
because
Dark
Thor:
World.
Dark World, they tried to be serious and nobody bought it.
Uh,
Nobody.
no, no.
I did hear that there was some people who actually enjoyed the movie, and hey, if you did, you did. I remember giving it a
Good
matinee
for you,
because
because
I liked some of the action sequences. Other than
uh,
that, though, eh.
yeah, it was too convoluted for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, Thor: Dark World is probably one of my least favorite Marvel movies. I'm just going,
It's easily my least favorite. Easily,
yeah,
I can call that right now.
yeah. I mean, it's out of Thor 2 and Iron Man 3 is fighting each other for my worst.
Oh man, like I don't get. It feels like what's that movie with the bridesmaids. Like
Yeah,
everybody loves Bridesmaids. I thought it was the stupidest movie.
yeah,
I feel left out. I feel like I missed something, and that's how I feel about Iron Man 3. It's just like,
yeah. I didn't
what am
like
I
it.
missing? What am I? Yeah, but
I hated it.
I I,
They
I
took one of my
completely hated it.
favorite.
Yeah.
They took one of my favorite Marvel villains and
Oh
just
goodness.
made him a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I literally made him a joke.
literally, and had one of my favorite actors portraying it and made him a
Uh,
joke. Okay, woosah. All right, so
we're here to talk about Thor.
yeah, we're gonna
Thor
talk
three.
about Thor,
Thor three.
but Thor 3. Now this is kind of like a standalone, kind of not, kind of picks up right after Avengers 2, kind of doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
There's many ways you can take this movie, honestly. Now, the reason why I say it kind of picks up after Avengers 2 is because we find out what happened to Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Because and you've seen this in the trailer, the whole Gladiator thing, where they try to take little parts of World War Hulk and Planet Hulk and try to sneak certain things in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a full on. If you go in here thinking you
This
finna
is my
get,
least one of my least favorite things. Go ahead.
yeah, if you think you're gonna get like a full Hulk, no, Hulk is there as a sidekick. Honestly, this is Thor's movie. This ain't Hulk's movie. This is
Yeah, this is
Thor's
not a
movie.
Hulk's movie. No.
Yeah.
Even
So
when you think it's about to be some Hulk, not really. No.
yeah, not really.
Still more about Thor.
Yeah, I mean because and the way they did it, because the movie moves at a real fast pace. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say fast pace, but it moves at a steady pace.
Yeah.
So they do things to get you in and get you out. Like for every moment of like I would say like drama, there is going to be followed up by something silly happening
Mm-hmm.
or something funny happening. You know, the whole scene where we finally meet Hela, and the first thing she does is pretty much destroys Mjolnir.
Besides making a hella entrance looking hella fine.
Yeah. Okay. Look. All right,
Let's go ahead and get
people.
that out the way.
Look. I'm gonna go and tell y'all right now. If you got a thing for Kate Blanchett, she gonna make you fall in love in this
Oh
one,
my
dude.
god.
I mean, look, she's already one of my favorite actresses. Period. But I don't know what it is about her being evil and having jet black hair. But
And then what do you call it? The what's the eye makeup called? The
the shadow,
shadow, eyeshadow. Yeah.
yeah.
That was just over the top.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, okay. I see what you did there, Marvel. But she is awesome in this movie as well. I mean, she is the first female villain they've had, and to me she does a good job. Some people didn't like her. I enjoyed her because I understand the character from the comic.
Yeah.
Now I do understand.
That was again. I think that's another one of my gripes is that it relied heavily on that a little bit. I want to say heavily, but it definitely relied on knowing the character from the comic. So I can see where people would be lost with her and like, where'd she come out of nowhere, that kind of thing. So
yeah, and they tried to make it fit within the Marvel Cinematic Universe a little bit with like, because the background of that is basically Odin after basically being one of his top generals. Once she got a little bit too bloodthirsty, he pretty much trapped in another dimension and kept her there. And of course, she was going to get angry about it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it is. Once he died, once he finally passed away, she was just like, okay, I'm free. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Neil. Like, really? and that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And she goes on a killing spree. When I say killing spree, I hope you're not a fan of the Warriors 3. They don't last long.
Nope.
I mean, they really don't last long.
That was Carl Urban, yes?
Carl Urban was Scourge the Executioner.
Scourge. Yeah. Okay. I kept going back and forth. Was it him or is it not? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was him. I'm about to get him.
The accent was throwing me off. That's probably.
I'm about to get him in because I liked him. I liked him because he's like the stand-in for the Bifrost operator, basically, because Heimdall went missing, of course. And apparently he's been using the Bifrost to just go to different and get shit.
Pick up chicks.
It's hilarious. It's really funny how they play that off, especially when he went to Texas and when he got some guns.
That was it felt a little out of place in that world, but it was cool though.
Yeah,
because it came back around. They came full circle with it. So that was good.
It felt out of place, but they did it for pure comedic effect, and it was gold.
Yeah,
because it did work, and that's another thing that I did enjoy about it. Most of the comedy did work. Some of it kind of drug at certain parts, but I thought for the most part it worked.
Yeah, I thought the movie suffered a little bit from silly droid syndrome, and what I mean by that is like the Star Wars, the goofy droid. I felt like that rock dude, what's his name? He was a little much, yeah, like it was a little disjointed for me. Like I'll just say that
from that part, from
most, his character for the most part, and even like Thor. See, okay, I'm glad that they obviously went a little more comedic, more light toned in this one, but I felt like I still feel like Thor should still be stoic and kind of fish out of watery, you know what I'm saying? Like still, and his comedy should come from that, not him like trying to be funny, like I got a little annoyed in the gladiator scene because we saw that in the trailer, like obviously, but it just felt like he was trying too hard to be funny, and I felt like he could still be way funnier just by being like, a stoic knucklehead, kind of like he was in the first movie.
Like a jock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought. I mean, I don't want to be a dumb jock. I just want him to be more. I keep using that same word, stoic, but more. More of like I said, like he was in the first film.
Okay.
Yeah, but obviously he's learned some things. He's been in all these other movies and all these things that's happened. But I kind of missed that in this one. I felt like he was too clever.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I know one person that is who's still the standout for all of these Thor movies, and that's Loki. Tom Hiddleston is just a man.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. See, like that's the thing. Like Hiddleston is he's Loki. Like he is enough. You know, you don't need, you don't need Thor riffing too. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Hiddleston is kind of the character who should be doing that stuff. You know, so.
Now I will say this, that part where when they're fighting and Hulk goes and does him like he did Loki.
That worked for me. That totally worked because it was, again, it was something that came around from the first time we saw Loki.
Yeah.
At the, when he got his little comeuppance with the Hulk there at the end. That was a big moment. Everybody laughed and cheered. And
and I was laughing at this part too.
It looked like they used the same exact character animation.
It kind of was.
Did they go back and find the files and just use that smash he did in that? Because it looked just like it.
Yeah, because that's why Loki jumped and said, "That's how it feels. That's how it feels." Like, you look happy about it.
That was definitely cool. But that was Loki riffing, and not like Thor. Like, I'm not saying Thor needed to be completely mute when it comes to comedy, but I felt like he was a little too, like I said, he's a little too clever,
a little too much. Yeah. Now, well, let me ask you about this, because what did you think about Valkyrie?
I love Valkyrie. I thought, it's funny because you feel like you know where a character's arc is gonna go, and totally didn't see it coming. Obviously what happened to her with that battle with Hela. Yeah. So, she's like this crap talking, drinking.
I'm talking.
It was like, oh, now you know where that came from. You see why she's like that.
Yeah.
I guess if I had the one gripe about her, I felt like maybe she didn't quite pull it off. Maybe, a better actress could have pulled it off. But I thought she was fine. I thought she was good, and I understood what they were trying to do, so it worked for me.
The only problem I had was I wish we had more time with her.
Yeah, and maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just because we didn't have enough time with her.
Because they were trying to tell the story and get in and out. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna say. I felt like. I wish that maybe we got a little hint of that in Dark World or something, like the whole, maybe throughout Dark World he's having these visions. I didn't miss that, right? He didn't do that. That didn't happen in Dark World.
No, that was
where Thor's having visions of that.
Avengers 2.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Well, it's because of the what's her name, right? Was
at first that's what we thought,
right?
But remember it started showing him the actual Infinity Stone, so that really wasn't her.
Yeah. I mean, all she does is, well, it wasn't her, but she kind of triggers.
Yeah, she triggered it.
Right. So what basically all I'm saying is like that, maybe if that would have happened in Dark World, even though obviously, like I said, it was their least favorite Marvel picture, basically. If that would have happened in Dark World, where he's like having these visions of the Valkyries, and because it felt like it was too quick. It came out of nowhere. Oh, I wanted to be a Valkyrie until I found out. Again, another joke. I found that it was all women. It's funny, but I just,
Yeah, that joke didn't work for me because I'm like, you could be a fanboy without being like that. So
yeah, that's the thing. It took something away from, because when the first movie isn't great or anything, but I think it established Thor in a great way. Like I think he was like I said, he was kind of this kind of almost the idiot narcissist.
Yeah,
he just didn't really understand who he was and what he's supposed to be about, and he had a great arc. He learned who he was, and I just felt like he should have stayed there. Like at the end of that movie, he shouldn't have been the one doing the comedy. There was enough comedy. I mean, you had Jeff Goldblum, for Christ's sakes. You didn't need
my man Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. And we could have used more of him too. I think that was my main gripe, is that I guess I was going in expecting more from the Gladiator stuff. I would have liked to see maybe one or two more fights. And then it was just mainly them, Thor and Hulk.
Yeah.
So I maybe if they would have set it up where you could have saw a fight beforehand or something, it didn't have to be Hulk. Just, some other stuff.
Yeah.
Some other people,
Well, that is one of my gripes too.
But the movie was just moving so fast, you know. It's just like
Yeah,
it didn't have time to stop and smell the roses.
no, it really
So,
didn't. But Jeff Goldblum in this is awesome because he's that Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic World. I mean Jurassic Park,
Jurassic
and
Park.
it is awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely
Yeah,
his character from Jurassic Park, which is great.
I mean it's one of those things where like he's evil, he's a douchebag,
Hmm.
but you don't get mad at him for it because he kind of don't realize it.
Right, he just doesn't realize he's such a douche that he doesn't
Yeah.
realize he's a douche.
And on top of that, you kind of want to hang with him.
Yeah, you kind of. He seems like the guy that's having the most fun. He's like,
Yeah. Like it gets to a point in the film where there's a full-on revolt and he turns it around to where the people won't kill him because he's the reason why it's hilarious.
right.
And he's the only person who could have pulled that off.
Yeah, only him. That was a funny moment. That was
Yeah. But yeah, he's in there and he's in there for a nice sizable chunk, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's one of those situations where like he does such a good job, you kind of want to see more of him.
Yeah.
A little bit. And it just doesn't happen. I'm hoping that they keep him around at least for the outer space stuff for the MCU. Just keep him in there.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Benicio del Toro, just keep them both in there for the outer space stuff.
Right.
So
I mean, my guess is that this stuff isn't as planned as we'd all like to think it is. Like, especially looking at Dark World again, and just some of the other movies, you realize that they probably didn't have a idea what they were going to do with Thor 3.
Yeah.
If they even thought they were going to make a Thor 3, so I think the movie Thor 3 was a product of them seeing where the MCU was going, and it was just like, oh, we can we got Hulk gone. This is how we can reincorporate him, that kind of things. Which I mean, that stuff worked. It worked the way they set it up. There just wasn't enough in the setup, is what I'm
because it does work, in my opinion. It does work. Now, here's the thing that we always have to say about these movies, because I get tired when we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Because I get tired of hearing, man, I don't understand why it's such a CG fest. You want to know why it's such a CG fest? Because it don't exist for real.
Because it's superheroes. What do you want them to do? Just build a set for Asgard?
Yeah, you want them to go to space and actually get on a meteorite?
And the movie's going to cost like $10 billion. Come on.
So, I enjoyed the fight with Fenrir, Hulk and Fenrir. That was a good fight. The fight between Thor and Hela was actually good, and they actually do something that I did not see coming, and that
I did not see it coming.
Yeah, because when it happens so fast, but they make sure you see it. You're like, whoa, did she really not? Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. I mean, and you're like, is that what happened to Dad? Did she do that too?
I'm like, okay. So it's one of them situations. I enjoyed how they did it. I even enjoyed Scourge. You don't spend a lot of time with, but he does have an interesting arc because he's not a bad guy. Yeah. He's not.
He's kind of opportunist a little bit,
But at the end of the movie, he does something to redeem himself.
Right.
And
which I didn't see coming. That's one thing I will say. There was a couple of surprises in this movie.
Yeah.
That with Scourge, and then what happened basically at the end, like how that what was the fire golem I call him.
That was God dang, I know the guy's name.
I can't remember his name either. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. That coming full circle is like, oh,
Surtur.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Like that, I didn't see that coming. Like I totally was like, oh, they. I guess we're not. I don't want to completely spoil that, but when it happened, I was like, oh, that makes sense now. I mean, it's like, oh, that makes sense actually. And they should have, if you would have just let that happen to begin with all this other stuff.
Well, let me ask you this: how did you feel about Anthony Hopkins? I thought they did a pretty decent job on him.
Yeah, I was a little bit off put. by, him in the retirement suit,
Yeah.
the retirement home suit or whatever was going on with that. Like it just seemed a little weird. Like, why is he wearing those clothes?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I felt like he could have wore something else that felt more Asgardian.
Mm.
It just felt like something they pulled off of
Well, remember
a thrift
he had
store
been on Earth
rack.
for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. It just seemed weird after seeing him. Yeah,
And all the regalia and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
for 3 movies, 4 movies,
Yeah.
whatever it's gonna be. So
Because I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, "Man, why did they have to kill Odin?" I'm like, "Because dude, you do realize that Anthony Hopkins is like pushing 80.
yeah,
They just wrote him out, so it won't be a strain on them. Because I know they
right.
be flying all over the place for these movies. So
Right, and nobody actually dies in comic books. In the future, it'll come back as a different actor, maybe. At some
yeah.
point, I'm guessing. But
But I know
Anthony Hopkins can't. He's getting to the point we can't do this shit no more. So.
Yeah. So I mean, and I like the way they wrote him out because it made sense.
Yeah, it did work for the
Yeah.
plot. I will say that it did work.
And especially the part where there's the flashback sequence where Thor really can't. He realized I can't beat this woman, and
because you're expecting he's gonna rise to the occasion, and nope. And I like that. I like that they didn't give you what you thought was gonna happen.
And I like the fact that it was like Odin basically telling him like Asgard is not a place; it's the people.
I hate to get religious, but obviously all these comic book movies have religious undertones anyway.
Yeah,
and I feel like that totally felt like when Jesus said he could build a church in 3 days, and people at him, and he was like, "The church is the people, not the building, you idiot." And it was just like, "Oh, duh." Asgard is the people, not the planet.
But it made Thor realize that, hey, I can't beat her, but I know somebody who can.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, and he told you this is what he's gonna do for the beginning. If he had just listened to him and left his crown alone, you could have caused a lot less stress on yourself.
Yeah. Now the funny part about that,
movie, though, obviously,
this movie had to get one final joke in.
Oh yeah,
with Hulk. So, the end of the movie, something's happening, and Hulk goes to do what he does best.
Yeah.
And Thor's like, "What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing, you moron?"
And Hulk gives like the saddest look.
He looks like if you stopped a dog from chasing a car.
Yeah.
The look on the dog's face. That's what that's what he looked like. That was Hulk looked like.
The whole theater just bust out laughing because it was so funny the way they did that.
That was pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. People, I don't remember that happening in Dark Age where people were just kind of cheering and stuff. So people enjoyed the movie. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, flaws and all, it was just a fun time. It was fun. And that's all I really ask for when I go to a superhero movie. Honestly, I just want to have a good time in the theater because it's a superhero movie.
Yeah,
that's the thing I was going to say. Feel hope,
right?
So,
I was going to say that's the thing about especially Marvel right now, and DC is actually going to be getting there too. I haven't seen Justice League yet. I will see it this week, but DC is already getting to the realm of weird stuff because you go from like. Batman is kind of down to earth as a superhero to like, oh, the villain is Steppenwolf and and what's the name's coming? Darkseid's coming, and even like oh my gosh, drawing blanks here. Who's the villain in BVS at the end?
Doomsday.
So, God. I know these things, but sometimes, for some reason, when we start talking about it, I just go blank. Doomsday. Like Doomsday, even though he's kind of like a out there character, he's still people know Doomsday. Like Doomsday was the guy that killed Superman. Obviously, everybody knew that from the comic. Even if you didn't know the comic, that was a big event. What was that? 96.
It was so big of an event. Like pretty much,
it was on the news. Like the news. Cast was talking about. I'm like, what? This is crazy.
Because this, like, to put it lightly, Superman is the strongest hero in all of fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Pretty much, yeah. That's and for him to be killed, just like that was a crazy thing. So, but yeah, like what I'm saying is that I'm getting off off on a tangent here. What I was trying to say is that Marvel, especially, they're getting into the more weirder stuff now, especially with like Guardians of the Galaxy, and you've seen all these weird alien creatures and all this stuff that's being thrown into it. So this is kind of it's expected, you know, at this point where you have to change the tone a little bit because you can't be as serious, even as serious, quote unquote serious as like the first Avengers movie was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was you know it was a straight line for the most part. You know, you got these superheroes that came out of the woodworks, and they all join a team, and they fight off these crazy aliens that came. Boom, that's it. Now you're expanding that universe, obviously with Guardians of the Galaxy and all these other movies. You have all these weird, villains and superheroes coming. So, I mean, I think. Oh my God, I'm going blank again. Oh my God, what's his name? Vision. I mean, Vision is got Vision, and you get like Doctor Strange, and it gets strange. At that point, you can't keep it as quote unquote down to earth, tonally as you did before. So you got to be a little bit more comedic with it. So I totally get that stuff.
And if you really want that, like, more grounded stuff, that's what the Captain America movies are for. Mm-hmm. If you want that, and that's the one thing I will give them for that. They have stuff like that for people. If you're that type of person, mm-hmm. you go Captain America. You want some comedy, you go Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's where you go for it. Like, mm-hmm. they have stuff for everybody.
But even like Ant-Man was like super down to earth. You got freaking Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, and it was just like, obviously, that little group, that was a group of dudes that what I'm saying. So that's why that felt more down to earth. But once you got into like I said, you get into the
Doctor Stranges and all that.
Stranges and the Vision characters are showing up, and you got Scarlet Witch doing crazy stuff. So this is the weird Marvel comic book stuff coming now. So you got to be a little bit more like, all right, we all know this is crazy. So have a laugh,
Have a laugh, sit back, enjoy yourself. Right. There are two post-credit screens. One post-credit scenes. One is a mid-credit scene that looks like it's setting up what's probably going to happen in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And the second one is Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum! You got to have some more Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
because there wasn't enough of him in the movie, like I said. So.
There really wasn't. So they let him get the last post-credit sequence after all the credits have run through. On the all in all, I give this one a full price for me, just because I think it's worth it, especially if you just want to have a nice time in the theater. You want to laugh. It's a Saturday night or whatever. I don't think anybody would. I mean, I can't speak for the whole world, but I don't think people will, be pissed off if they went and had a good laugh. There's no way you can go into this movie and not laugh at something.
Yeah. One more thing that annoyed me a little bit was Jane, how they just kind of, she broke up with me. Bye.
Oh yeah, because Natalie Portman pretty much said she ain't coming back. So
yeah, she's done. But I mean, I guess they had no choice. I wish they would have done a little bit something better than that. But again, that's a small thing.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
But what would you give it? Full price matinee?
Totally give it a full price, because I feel like this movie is actually probably better in the theater than it would be like at home watching it or something. So because there's pretty good epic moments, mm-hmm. Some pretty cool fight scenes and action scenes. So definitely full price.
Yeah. Now, before we get out of here, people,
and you want to see it in the theater with a bunch of people, because it makes it even more fun.
That too.
People cheering and whatnot. So
before we get out of here, our good buddy Mr. Ryan Reynolds, released the Deadpool teaser, and we got to give our thoughts on it. Just because, if you remember the first Deadpool movie, he did a lot of marketing on his own for it. Like, he had stuff with the NBA. He had stuff with the cancer thing for prostate cancer. He had stuff with what was that romantic comedy thing he was doing? He did a lot of stuff.
The Valentine's Day thing, and
it was ridiculous how much stuff he did doing the marketing for this movie. Well, the teaser trailer drops, and if you grew up in the 80s and you watched the Bob Ross painting thing, yeah, he makes himself as,
Bob Ross.
Yeah. Deadpool Ross. Complete with an afro over the mask.
And nose candy references.
Yeah. Nose candy references, cutaways to where he starts painting and then there's a full picture.
It looks completely terrible, and then it's like a nice full picture of a pretty good painting. It's hilarious. It was hilarious.
Now they do have some a quick little sizzle reel, but when I say quick, I mean blink and you'll miss it. Quick.
It's quick.
So yeah,
but other things that were quick were the credits. If you could pay attention to the credits,
yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff in there.
Girls credited. Yes, that was amazing.
A Betty White,
Reddit. It was good stuff.
But
very clever.
I think it did what a teaser should do, and it also set up his whole marketing thing. Because I'm guessing we're gonna have another NBA Christmas Day thing with Deadpool and Weasel. I'm thinking we're probably gonna have a Super Bowl thing again. It's probably gonna go that way again this year.
So they're smart. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, and we'll probably get like another trailer where they actually show like a traditional trailer type, because this is not a traditional trailer. By any stretch of the imagination. But by this time, you should already know who Deadpool is. So you should expect to see something crazy.
It's so funny, like the Bob Ross. It's on Netflix right now. It made me like want to go watch an episode because it was so well done.
And the funny thing about it is, this ain't no Red Band trailer or nothing like that. This full on cussing in there.
Yeah, it didn't say Red Band or anything. So
yeah, full on.
Like so, cussing and talking about drug use.
Yeah, it's drug. And the way he says it is funny because if you look at the painting that is being done, you'll get it. You'll get the joke. But I thought it was perfect for a teaser, honestly. And
this is so weird. Like we were talking about. I don't mean to cut you off. I just had a quick conversation. I looked up at my TV, and Batman vs Superman is on TV right now.
Wow, really?
I'm creeping. I'm just creeped out right now.
Because they're doing the because Justice League is starting like in I think some places already started showing it.
Yeah, some people's already seen it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
A couple of my friends already saw it, so it's just that's really funny that they're playing this right now.
That is funny. I hope it's the ultimate version, not the theatrical cut. Anyway,
it's the ultimate version. That's what they usually show on HBO. So
yeah, people like, yeah, look, don't show that theatrical cut to nobody.
I forgot how it goes now because I'm so used to the ultra cut. So
yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, people, if you have a chance, go on YouTube. It's pretty much all over YouTube. If you don't know where to look at on YouTube, just go to 20th Century Fox's YouTube channel. It's there. So Deadpool, I think it's
no commercials. Go to the Fox
this year.
Don't go to these, film selects and trailers and none of those guys because you have to sit through a stupid commercial. A commercial for a commercial. Does that make any sense to anybody? No. A trailer is basically a commercial for the movie, so it's just like you're gonna make me watch a commercial before I'm watching a commercial. Thanks.
And then you have to watch their logo and all that stuff.
Yeah, so, it's like come on.
Yeah, just go to 20th Century Fox and you'll see it. I think it's the first one up there. If you do the little trending thing, I think it's trending number 1 right now. So
yeah, no surprise.
Yeah, no surprise. So yeah, go watch it if you have a chance. And I hope you enjoy it. That's pretty much it for this episode of Fresh Take. Don't worry, we will be doing a Justice League review after both of us watch it, and we'll let you know what we think about it. I'm pulling for it to be good because I've been hearing good things so far. I've heard like a couple of bad reviews, but those people, they sounded like pricks when I read it. Other than that, I'm looking forward to it because I'm pulling for DC. I want them to do well. I want them to succeed.
I mean, it's not, they are doing well. Obviously they're just not in the good graces with far as the reviews and stuff go. So
and let me clarify what I mean by when I say doing well. I don't want to be depressed when I leave the theater. Okay.
Well, that is, from what I hear, that's not going to be the case with the Justice League.
So. I want to be like, okay, that was awesome. I don't want to be like, damn, man, this must suck being a superhero. I don't want to be like that. I leave the theater.
And I also heard, I mean, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but I also heard that Aquaman is not as dude bro as he looks in the trailers. So that's good.
I mean, it's Khal Drogo.
Yeah, but
I'm expecting Dothraki.
People, obviously we see Khal Drogo. We know, the actor who, he always plays this kind of brooding parts, but there is some more to his character, which is good.
That's good because they got to set up his movie. Because
exactly.
His movie's 2018 or 2019.
Should be 2018. I thought it was like fall of next year.
Yeah, because his movie. So he
actually hoping, him and Flash is next year, isn't it?
Well, Flash got pushed back.
Oh, he got pushed. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh that's right. I remember now.
Yeah, they got pushed back. So I think it's him. I think it's just him for right now anyway. Because
really?
His wrapped.
They got to put something else out. Come on, DC.
Yeah.
You can't just have one movie, Aquaman. Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to have been Batman, but we kind of.
Yeah.
So.
If Ben Affleck wasn't messing around, we have that movie,
Yeah, so that being said, I mean, DC, I'm rooting for you. I want my Static Shock movie, so I'm rooting for you.
Gotta have Static Shock.
Yeah, gotta have Static, so I'm rooting for you guys.
At least a TV show. Come on.
Something. So that does it for this one. And like I said, we'll get together and figure out when we're gonna do the Justice League one, but we'll let y'all know, of course. And if you got anything you want to pimp out, T?
No, I just kind of drop things randomly, so just stay tuned to the channel.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing myself at the moment. I'm just dropping stuff randomly. So we will catch you on the next take, people. Peace.
Peace.